havoc. The 19th overall pick in the draft. So he's got high expectations, and I get it from folks. But I know you were mentioning before, a lot of folks are already on that cliff with Trevor Penning. He had a mixed bag of a game last night, and that's to be expected in the preseason. And we all know coming into this game, he's known for his run blocking, his mauler up front, and has issues in the passing game, and that's exactly what played out yesterday. But I think the overall of Penning was more positive than the negative, and it's just unfortunate that obviously those negative plays that stand out, and maybe because they happen so close to each other.
Yeah, I think, it's funny when you talk about linemen, it's always tough because as it's just human nature. When they're playing, when they have bad moments, you remember them. And the broadcast talks about them, and their name is all over the airwaves. And all of a sudden, it's another bad rep and another bad rep. And all of a sudden, there's this idea that, wow, he had a terrible game. I rewatched the game this morning, and I spent a lot of time looking specifically at Trevor Penning, and I didn't think he played that bad, guys. I really didn't. I think that he played well in the run game, and he had a few really tough reps that got away from him late in the first half. And I think that, he was pretty honest about kind of that, what might have happened there at the end, after the game. And here's what he had to say. Oh, where was it?
It was good. I think I got a little gas there at the end, but that's expected. I mean, first game since February, and even then I played a couple snaps, only played like 20 snaps. So really, first game since about December. So it was good to be back out there again and get basically full game in.
Yeah, I don't think he's making an excuse there. I think it's just reality. It was the first game. He got a lot of reps. And I think that when you look at when his struggles came, they came late in the first half on that last drive where he probably thought he was done. He probably thought he was heading in for halftime. And all of a sudden you're back out there for that kind of last, that 2-minute drill. And, a couple reps got away from him. Then they come back after halftime, and I think he was probably still in his head about those reps before halftime, and he let a couple more get away from him. Those 4 reps were rough. But, the consistency is probably the thing that you need to get to the most. And I think that throughout the rest of the game, he held up well. You didn't hear his name called a lot. He was in for most of the game. James Hurst, I think, went out after the first series, and he took a majority of the reps the rest of the way. So when you're talking about, okay, did I hear him get his name called out all the time? No, not really. I mean, in the run game, I thought he held up well. In the pass game, there was a lot of good reps there, and you just got to build on those. But I don't think that he was nearly as bad as kind of the initial reaction off of the game because of those plays coming in such close proximity to each other. And if you believe in the PFF ratings, he was the top-rated rookie in week 1 of the preseason.
I was very surprised to see that. Like I said, I didn't think he had an awful night, but I wouldn't put him. I guess not seeing all the other games either. It's kind of amazing that he's the highest ranked first-round pick by PFF.
Yeah, and I mean, take it for what you will. I don't swear by those ratings either, but the fact is, an independent party said that they watched these games and believed that he was the best player, the best rookie in week 1 of the preseason. So take that for what it is. I think that he has a lot he needs to work on, and I think that he is not the week 1 starter. I think James Hurst kind of put his stamp on that. But when I went back and watched his reps, I was not nearly as concerned about, his kind of long-term viability and his ability to become a starting tackle in the NFL as I might have been coming right off the game last night. So, if anyone wants to rewatch the game and have it out with me, I'm on Twitter. I'll talk about it. But I think that when you kind of look at the larger picture of what he did, it wasn't nearly as bad as it seemed.